So yesterday in yesterday's fellowship, Sunday's fellowship, we dealt with last week biblical question of Jesus said to deny yourself. What does that mean to deny yourself? And in long story short, and you can podcast to hear more about it by going to rebuildingdemand.com/church. Rebuildingdemand.com/church. We dealt with it yesterday at the fellowship. But to deny yourself is, long story short, is to deny the false self. The false self. The ego nature. The evil nature, which is not your own, but is inside of you, your imagination and emotions. To deny that. Because as long as you are you, you never will be free. You will forever be in a prison. You'll be locked away. And you will be miserable. And every decision you make will be wrong. Because you are you. And unless you deny you, so that there will come a time where there will be no you, that's when everything will work naturally for you without your help. Yesterday we brought up again about free will, I think, or choice or something like that. Briefly, the young lady was trying to understand it about free will, and everybody thinks they have a free will. You do have only one choice to make in life. And if you want to call that free will for conversation's purpose, okay. You have one choice to make in life, only one. And that one choice is to stop trying to be good. Stop trying to be good. As long as you are trying to be good, you're going to only become worse. Have you ever tried to be good before? What happened? Stop trying to be good. It's never going to work. That's the only choice, free will choice that you want to make or can make. Even if you try, you can never will anything else to be. Because everything you try to will or choose, everything is going to be wrong. It's never going to work out. Good morning. It's never going to work out. I've heard people say they went, while dating, they went to the bars to find a woman. They chose to go to the bar to find a woman, or for the ladies to find a man. And every man they found at work or at the bar, anywhere, male or female, found for one another, it was always wrong. It never was the right one. And then they decided, you know what, I'm going to go to church and get me a wife. I'm going to go to church and get me a husband. And every choice they made was wrong. Try to do good. Try to be good. You only have one choice to make. And that is not to be good. Don't try to be good. You can't make yourself be good. Only God is good. And when you decide, hey, I can't make this happen, then He'll take over. And then good will work through you. Isn't that amazing? This is hell on earth. What do you think about that, Anchor Baby?
Good morning.
Good morning.
But cool. it's good too.
In what way?
I don't have to be good. I can stop trying.
Have you ever tried to be good?
Yes.
Did it work?
No.
It's never going to work. For not one human being on the planet. As long as you try to be good, it's not going to work. What you say that, Hake?
I agree.
Why?
Just look at my shirt. I tried to be good for Memorial Day.
And what happened?
Alas.
Oh, today is Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
So I should be having on an American shirt,
You know,
flag kind of thing.
It's funny because I almost wore a black band T-shirt. some band, not a black T-shirt.
With a group band on
Leonard
it.
Skinner shirt.
Oh,
They're kind of patriotic, or were, before they all died
Yeah.
and got replaced.
You would have been good then.
Maybe I would have been good had I just not tried. Or try to look good.
so all your life you've been trying to be good.
No. Well, no. Sometimes.
What? Sometimes you have tried.
Right.
Did it work?
No, I got worse.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Amazing. Have you noticed that every girl you picked to date was wrong?
Yeah.
I don't want to ask the anchor baby, get him in trouble.
I'm in trouble enough.
I know, so I'm not going to ask you. But anyway, amazing, huh? So I have a brand new biblical question. Brand new biblical question for you. Has the Christ resurrected in you? Has the Christ resurrected in you? This is an amazing question. Let me go to Pearl Davis out of Texas. Hey, Pearl.
Jesse, how's it going?
All is well. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to you, too.
What is happy about Memorial Day?
I have no idea. I've never thought about that. It's just something I've said forever and never thought about.
Just think about it. We celebrate as people who died, right? Men who died. What is happy about that?
I don't know. Maybe, did we win we won the war, maybe?
I don't know. I just know
I don't know.
I know the people are happy about it. Amazing. So what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I wanted to tell you a story that I thought you might appreciate
Okay.
or not appreciate. I don't know. But I've always heard that, so did you see the video? I don't know if you saw it, where I went to a church and brought a sign that asked if Christian women should obey.
Absolutely. We played it. We discussed
really?
it here on the show. She went to a Christian church down in Dallas, I believe, right?
Yeah, in Dallas.
And she asked women, would you obey your husband? Something like that. And take it from there.
So this week, everyone in the comments said that I'm just going to the wrong churches. And they said you need to go to a more traditional church. And so I'm like, okay, I'll bring the same sign and I'll just go to a different church. And I like big signs because for me, I'm not someone that's ever going to throw a camera in someone's face or anything. I think it's the most respectful way to do it because they know the topic, they know what they're being asked about,
Yeah.
and they can choose if they want to opt in. I'm never going to be disrespectful. I'm just not that type of person. So I go to the
Right
church.
on.
and I pick a Catholic church because I'm Catholic, right? So I grew up Catholic. And Jesse, this is the most hostile I've ever been treated. Like, this is I couldn't even believe it. I have held signs that said abortion is like a hate crime, and like I've held signs that said like anti-abortion signs, anti-feminism signs, and I'm like, I went to a church about obey, and so they bring the cops, and I'm like, I love the police. Tell them I'm supposed to be here because armed security is expensive, as you guys probably know. So I actually love it when the cops come because I legally can be there. You know, like the rules say, like it's freedom of speech. But it was crazy how even like the Catholic Church, which is supposed to be more traditional, like I had someone that worked at the church say that men should obey their wives. And I'm like, what? And so, but I wanted to do this because I was kind of sick of being gaslit, because I would say that like, even though I grew up in a Catholic area, a lot of the wives would say the same stuff that I hear feminists say. And then all of them would say, oh, you're just at the wrong church. So I'm like, oh, just tell me what church to go to. And then I go to the church and the cops come. And I'm like, okay. So I just thought it was crazy how like obey elicited a stronger response than I've ever had. Like these people from the church started standing in front of my sign.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm Catholic. I was supposed to get like, I'm not practicing, so maybe they wouldn't consider me, but just, I would think that like that would be the easiest interview, you know, the one I like grew up with.
Yeah.
And then there was like 3 guys. It wasn't even the women. It was like men standing in front of the sign saying kids couldn't see the sign. And I'm like, I live in a very left like area. And I'm like, I see signs for AIDS all the time. Like, like, because I'm in like a gay, you know, like area.
Right.
And so I'm like, there's like homosexual signs everywhere, but the church is telling me that the obey sign is too much. Are you kidding me?
And when they found out that you were Catholic, did they say, okay, we won't bother you?
No. It wasn't, okay. It wasn't like everyone had the same opinion at the church. But the one guy came out, like the first one was like pretty mad. He was the one who brought the cops and then brought all the like people. And I did tell him I was Catholic, but he didn't care. But then another guy, it was kind of funny because the first guy tried everything in his power to stop me. But then the police came and told them that I could be there. And then the other ushers started arguing with him. So it wasn't just like, you know what I mean? When it's a group of people, it's not like they all agree one way or the other.
Yeah.
So there were some people that were like, oh, no, she's being respectful, like she's allowed to be here. But I'm like, but then it was funny because the cops came and then they were like, okay, you can't stand on this grass, but you could stand on that grass. And where they told me to move, they couldn't stand in front of my sign anymore. And then people from the church started like walking over across the street to talk to me.
So you had to go across the street from the church?
Yeah, I think the cops were lying a little bit because they said I couldn't. They said I couldn't stand on the sidewalk in front of the church, but I'm pretty sure they're wrong. But I love the police, so I just was like, okay, I'll go across the street. That's fine because
right on.
Security is expensive, so if they call the cops, it's like honestly good for me because, like, you know, then I have to worry less for me, anyways.
And did the cops stay there until you left, or they left you there?
No, they stayed the whole time.
Oh, good. Right on. What a mess.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I've been to like leftist, like feminist stuff, and they've never done that. Like, I've never had the cops come before I went to a church with an obey sign. So I was like, wow.
Most, not all, but most religious people, females, don't believe in obeying their husbands anymore because they think that they are equal to their husbands, or in some cases better than their husbands. So they would rather hear the husband obeying them than obeying their husband. So that has truly changed now.
Maybe I could stand outside of your church with an obey sign.
Oh, you wouldn't have any problem. So let me ask, because of time, when you say you're not a Catholic, a practicing Catholic person anymore, what do you mean by that?
I grew up Catholic, but I don't go to Catholic church anymore because it just sort of, I saw a lot of that stuff growing up with the women in the church and sort of the obey by I just saw a lot of crazy Catholic women growing up where their husbands were awesome and they were crazy and the church would I don't know, they would assist in telling the men that they were wrong when the women were obviously wrong. And so I just don't practice, but I kind of understand where Catholics are coming from in their worldview because, I had 20 years at Catholic school. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so to practice Catholic, you got to go to church. If you didn't go to church, you are still considered Catholic, but you're not one that go to church, Catholic church.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they think it's a mortal sin, so then you either go to purgatory or hell if you don't go.
Why would the Pope that they have now, he's a Catholic, right?
Yeah.
He seems so liberal. Why do people listen to him?
The Catholics believe in they believe that you need to have a church authority. And I do sort of understand where they're coming from because you see the churches with the gay flags and stuff. And so if every person interprets for themselves, I think their thought is if people do it themselves, then that's when you get all the crazy BLM and other stuff. But my issue is you can't just blindly believe what an authority tells you because, what if the authority tells you something that's not in the book,
But when I realized having a pope over them, the pope is keeping them away from finding God and God finding them. By having somebody else over you like that, they keep you away from God because most teachers, quote unquote, do not point you back to the Father because they want you to look up to them. And so they won't really tell you really how to find the Father. And so the Pope is keeping the people away from God, not pointing people to God. That's why you should never have anyone over you.
Well, except women, right?
Right. If they're married, their husband, of course.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed, I was wow, I can't I was kind of sad. I was wow, I just never thought this would happen at a church.
Well, don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed. You will get to a point where nothing that human beings do will disappoint you. You won't be shocked at anything. Just know that. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, well, I love the cops. So if you ever see me with an obey sign, you can call the cops.
Right on. Well, tell the folks how to get to your videos.
Oh, just Pearl Davis on YouTube. This video isn't out yet because I recorded it yesterday, but we'll probably get it out by Wednesday, maybe Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right. Amazing. Well, good to hear from you, Pearl.
Thanks, Jesse.
You stay safe in this crazy old world.
I will.
All right. Take care now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Amazing, huh? Yes, Jesse. That is amazing. Let me go to first-time caller, Marie. a first-time call out of Michigan. Marie, you are on the air.
All right, thank you. I will say that I feel like the trans people don't really understand what the struggle is with women, and you can role play all day long. You don't really understand what it's like to have a period and what it's like to have boobs. Pardon my language.
Yeah. Keep it a little clean
You
because
don't know
we have
anything
children
about,
listening.
and actually, it's like, okay, so you were a failure as a man, so now you have to be a woman. When you really think about it.
Yeah. Well, do you know why they think that they are women?
Why what?
Why men that dress up like that and act like that? Do you know why they do that?
Yeah, I do. I understand the psychology.
And what is it
But,
what is it that you understand about it?
Well, it's just trying to escape and be someone else.
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay, tell me.
When you say escape and be someone else, what do you mean? Escape what?
Escape feeling like they're not adequate as a man.
Before I respond to that, let me ask, when you said they don't understand the struggle of a woman, what is the struggle of a woman?
There are so many struggles. You probably don't even know.
Right. That's what I'm asking
But,
for examples.
The man always has the upper hand, in my humble opinion. And I feel like trying to change into a woman, it's like, why would you even want to? Why?
When you say the man has the upper hand, what do you mean by that?
And all this stuff with the makeup and the clothes, guys dress as women and who are actual sexual predators doing this stuff and killing people.
Marie, tell me the struggle of a woman. What is the struggle of a woman?
The struggle is, like I said, the man always has the upper hand.
What do you mean by that?
Always.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is the woman is never really in control whatsoever.
What do you mean by it? Make that clear. What do you mean?
I'll explain it. I'll explain. If you give me some time here, son.
Well, I'm not your son, but what do you mean by that?
I'm just saying. Yeah, like when I go to the grocery store, I am looked at like a piece of meat just because I take care of myself. And I meet men, and it's like they're just all out to get that.
And you mean like they're out to have the three-letter word with you? Start with S?
Pardon me?
When you say they're out to get that, get what? Hello?
I'm here.
When you say you go to the market and the men
I think you know.
I think
you know.
Are you saying that they're only out to get sex?
Vulgar on air.
Right. So you're saying they're out to get sex, right?
Yeah.
But what is the struggle? Would you prefer? I understand that that does happen with the men when they see the woman. That's all they want, and that should not be happening that way. But would you prefer a man not want you or want you?
So I guess, when a man goes way too far, when I've said no, that's okay. And believe me, I am no liberal. I do think that abortion is wrong and that kind of stuff. But I will just tell you, the main point is,
I want to understand the struggle, though. I want to understand the struggle of a woman. You said the struggle of a woman.
It's like I don't want to like walk around and look pretty all of the time.
You don't want to do what? I mean? You don't want to do what?
I don't want to walk around and look pretty all of the time.
And you don't have to. That's a choice you make. Not the man don't make that choice, you do. Can you hold for me? Marie, are you able to hold? Let me take a break.
I suppose.
What? Oh, hold on. The hate news is coming, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. I want to go back to Marie, a first-time call out of Michigan, and Marie is talking about this quote-unquote trans movement, and it is happening, it's horrible, but she also said that they don't understand the struggles of a woman, and I was asking her to explain that to me. Marie?
Yeah, I'm here.
What are the struggles of a woman?
Women generally have a disadvantage in general. You can't
how?
deny that.
No, I don't see it. That's why I'm asking you. What type of disadvantage do women have now?
Just because we can look pretty and walk around and look sexy doesn't mean that there's nothing more to us.
I don't know.
And I feel like that's the mindset of men. Well, if she looks good, yeah, I'd hit that. Pardon me for saying so.
Right. But what type of disadvantage do women have now?
I'm just trying to explain where I'm at.
I understand that. Give me two examples of the type of disadvantage that women have today.
All right. Going to the grocery store and having guys hit on me because I'm there to buy chicken noodle soup. Number 2, walking around in my yard and feeling like a man is going to make me feel victimized.
Okay, so number 1 is walking around in a store and men are checking you out. You don't like that? Right?
Not when I'm just there to buy something.
And so how is that victimization?
Because I can't walk into a place without thinking about, well, the man's going to look at me. I really can't do anything about this because I don't have the muscles to beat them up, for one thing. Okay, men have fantastic muscles as far as that goes. females are generally weak. Okay? And I have been beaten before by men. So, just saying.
Oh, okay. So you walk around watching men watching you go by?
No, I walk around because I care about how I look.
But
I don't really care about the reaction.
So how do you, if you're not,
I really don't.
If you're not watching
I
men
just care about
watching
looking
you,
nice.
if you're
I'm
not,
a nurse, by the way.
if you're not watching men watching you go by, how do you know they're looking at you?
Gee, gosh. Well, if you really want to talk about it, I've been grabbed in the ass before.
Are you fine or something? Are you like so pretty
Boy,
that they can't
you don't
resist?
even know.
Are you so fine and pretty they can't resist you? Are you?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
But it's just like, is there like something so fine and sexy about you they walk around and grabbed you?
You.
I'm sorry?
In my defense, I take care of myself,
Right.
and when I go places, I actually apply effort before I go out. I don't just like show up in sweatpants and like pajama pants and stuff like that.
Right.
What I do is I look nice because I care about that. And it's really not about impressing a man. It's about impressing myself.
So let me ask, because of time, would you be happier if no man ever hit on you again? Would that make you happy?
I'm not saying that. And the whole thing is not about being like anti-men.
I'm not saying that. I'm
just
trying to understand.
I'm trying to explain to you why I do what I do, and it's not about the men. It's really not.
Right. It's about you.
All right. But I will answer your question. Sometimes I do like it, but it does get, overwhelming.
When they hit on you so much? Well, I want you to understand, Marie, I do understand that not all, but most women don't want men groping over them all the time. You know, they want to be able to go out and have their day and do whatever they're doing without guys groping over them like that. I do understand that. But I don't quite understand the struggle that you said that women have, because I don't see women with struggles. And it sounds like you personally don't want men.
Fair.
It sounds like you personally don't want men hitting on you and carrying on that way.
That is not true. That is not true.
Oh.
Incorrect.
So you don't mind them doing it, you just don't want them to do it so much? Right?
Oh, my goodness. Like I said, I like it sometimes, but at times it's too much. Because I feel like the masculinity and the testosterone, it's like it just takes control. I feel like that is overwhelming to a woman.
And you said that you've been beat by men.
Yes, I have.
And why did they beat
I don't
you?
have
What
big
did you
muscles.
do?
I can't even fight back.
What did they do to you that caused them to beat you?
I mean,
what did you do?
Stupid arguments.
I'm sorry?
Stupid arguments.
You argue with them, you start arguing with them, and then they beat you?
Yeah.
And why did you argue?
Because I knew that something was wrong.
Meaning what?
Meaning the disrespect.
You argue with men because they respected you, and then they beat you?
Disrespect.
That they disrespected you, or you disrespected them?
Okay.
I'm asking.
Not really fair because you don't even know like the whole context of those hitting incidents. I was with men who were bad and used me and would smack me around.
So were they smacking you because you were disrespecting them by arguing with them?
You know what? I'm not going to sit down and just not say anything.
Why not?
About that kind of treatment.
But what I'm trying to understand,
are
Marie,
you for real?
I'm sorry?
Why not?
Did they beat you
You
because
said, why not?
Marie, did they beat you because you disrespected them by arguing?
Yeah.
So why you argue with them then?
Like I just said, the disrespect. They were like that from the beginning.
Oh, you disrespected them in the beginning?
No, they disrespected me. Do I have to keep repeating myself?
But why do you argue with men? That will bring on a fight. Why do you need to argue?
It's not that I need to argue.
But why do you argue?
Like I said, I will not just like sit down and be like, oh, everything is okay. Yeah, just like do whatever you're going to do. No, I will not. Because I will stand up for what's right. And what's right is treating human beings with kindness and not being a cruel person.
But when you argue with them, are you treating them with kindness?
That applies to all people. That
Right.
applies to all people.
That's true.
Across the board.
Right. But when you argue with the men, are you treating them with kindness?
Okay. You have this totally flipped upside down, but
No, I'm trying to understand how women have it so hard. When I don't see it, and maybe I'm missing it. That doesn't mean it's not happening because I don't see it. But I don't know how women have it so hard today.
I will tell you, it is happening in real time.
But you don't have an
Real
example.
time. By my watch.
Well, but you don't have it. Oh, let me ask. Should a married woman obey her husband?
Yes.
And so, are you married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
Do you ever want to get married?
Yes.
And when you get married, will you obey your husband?
As long as he treats me right.
So it's based on what you think is right, though.
No, it's... Oh, my God. You are twisting this, like, so far. What I think is right look at the Bible. Look at the Holy Bible and ask yourself, what does God say about treating a woman? What does God say? Open your Bible.
The Bible says that the woman should obey her husband. And the Bible says that when she go to church, she need to sit down, be quiet, and shut up. That's what the Bible said. It's in the Word.
Oh, my God. Are you for real?
That's not in the Bible.
That's your personal interpretation.
Is that in the Bible?
If you actually look at the text, you are correct. It refers to obeying the husband, but it also refers to character and being oneself.
Love.
You probably don't even know that.
Let me ask you this because of time. You still didn't tell me how women have it hard or rough in this country. You didn't give me a real concrete example of women having it. And I agree with you. You don't want men groping over you. That's for sure. I agree with that. That should not be happening. So I totally agree with that. But you didn't give me any example of how women have it hard or rough in the country.
All right. So let's talk about how women are perceived in schooling.
Okay.
I have 2 degrees, okay? And men have it easy with school. I had to work really hard to get that stuff done because I was trying to look past everything. And I feel like when men go to school, it's like this just like immediate, like, yeah, understood. And then women go and it's like, it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, that's because men are naturally smarter than women, and it's abnormal for women
bullshit. I call bullshit on that one.
You can't curse on the phone on this show. What the?
All right. Well, then
men are naturally smarter than women, and so when they go to school to learn a trade, it's natural for men. It's abnormal for women to go and be educated, because when a woman becomes educated, she loses all common sense.
Nonsense.
You don't agree with that?
I don't.
So why was it so hard for you in school, and why was it natural for you?
Because I applied myself, genuinely.
I know, but you had to work harder than the man because the man is naturally smarter, so he didn't have to work as hard at the education as the women do.
Lord have mercy.
Call him.
Son?
Let me ask, because of time, I can't play no more.
So
how many
degrees do you have?
How many degrees? I have 1. And I got that one by accident.
Damn.
I'm sorry? So, Marie, let me ask, because of time, do you have anger?
Do you?
Do you have anger, Marie?
Do you?
Marie, I asked you the question. Do you have anger?
Do you?
I got to run. If you don't want to play, I got to go. Do you have anger? Hello? Thank you, Marie. Let me go to Matthew out of Pittsburgh. Matthew, you are on the air. Hey, Matthew.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Matthew.
How you doing, sir?
All is well.
Good to hear. Happy birthday.
Thank you,
God
man.
bless.
It was amazing.
Yes, sir. And thank you for all those that served and gave their all for us to be here. I appreciate that.
Right on.
I called in a few years ago, probably about 2019, and you wished me a happy birthday, and thank you for that. And it's my second time calling, but unfortunately, it's a little different circumstances. I got attacked. Yes, on Saturday.
You got attacked?
Yeah, there was a group of 6. I guess they call them teens now, and we were in a 7-Eleven, and they started shoplifting. And when I called them out for it, they surrounded me and chased me out in the street and pushed me to the ground and started stomping my head and all that. So
Really?
yeah.
Are you white?
Happy Memorial Day. Yes, sir.
And were they black?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And so, did you work at this store or something?
No, I was just, I live across the street. I live downtown in Pittsburgh, and I was going to go to 7-Eleven and on 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. So.
And so, did you have to go to the hospital or anything?
I went to the hospital just to get checked out. They did a CT scan and all that. So.
That's amazing. Did the police catch these people?
I haven't found out yet. It's Memorial Day, so I assume, or I'll probably go into the police station to find out what happened tomorrow and maybe talk to the DA or whatever, and we'll see what happens. But it's funny because...
Go ahead.
Well, I live like a block away from what's called Market Square, which is it's like a market district with shops and stuff.
Right.
They set up like a curfew for teens, like from 3 to 12 o'clock p.m. And they got social workers and police out there, and that's just a couple blocks from where I live. And it's a real nice area, but I'm wondering if they weren't allowed to go there. They came just around the other neighborhoods, and I don't know. I'm curious what's going to happen.
So do you live? So you live in a black area in Pittsburgh or a white area?
I mean, I live right in a triangle, which you could probably. I was curious. There's a dot map that you can pull up on Google, and it shows all the different ethnicities for the area, and you can kind of see which parts of town have which parts of what. And my area is, business district, cultural district, so it's mostly white, but all the north and the south and the east are surrounded by communities of folks.
And so are you sore and scraped up and abused up and all that?
Yes, sir.
Really? And so you were in the store, but you didn't work there. Did the workers try to run them off?
I mean, there's only one worker in there. It's a really tiny shop, kind of on a corner.
Uh-huh.
And they have a sign that says, no more than 4 students at a time. But I don't think they read the sign or followed the rules. And when they went in there and started stealing sandwiches and different stuff, and I said, hey, put that back, And I tried to tell the staff, and that's when they kind of cornered me and started getting in my face and throwing punches and chasing me out in the street, and then I tripped, and once I was on the ground, they started stomping me in my head and punching me. And there was about 6 of them, so for those 5 to 10 seconds, it was like, oh man, is this it?
And then, what was the age range? Do you know?
I mean, I don't know for certain, but
Right.
They look like teenagers. Probably, I'm wondering if any of them were over 18. kind of thing. And if they were, then adult circumstances. But
Did the store worker was it a male or female? The worker,
a male, but he was by himself.
did he come out to try to help you?
No,
He did not come out to help you.
no one helped me. Like, I was surrounded by people in the intersection, and they were all telling me to stop as I was being chased by 4 or 5 different people, and they told me to leave them alone. And
They were
I was
telling
in
you to
trouble.
leave the blacks alone.
Yeah. There was a woman in her car. She was screaming at me. She said, "I have my children in the car." And to be honest with you, I thank God that no one had a gun or a knife. We've had people getting slashed and shot here in the last week or so, and so thankfully they were just cowards. But
Do you think if you had the Second Amendment with you, they would have done that?
I think if I had the Second Amendment with me, I wouldn't have talked to them because I would have the responsibility not to put myself in the situation. But I think if I had a weapon with me and there were 6 people stomping me on the ground, that hopefully I have the right to defend myself.
And did you say there were police and social workers around?
Well, at the time in the store, there were just, other customers who kind of helped me once they hit me and I fell and all that, and I tried to leave the store. They sort of helped, but no one around once I got outside was trying to help. So
Amazing.
well, I called the police, and they showed up a couple minutes later, and paramedics, and so we'll see what happens with the investigation. But
So the worker didn't even call the police for you?
I don't know if they did or not. I can't say I know that the police got to talk to the folks down there and try to get camera footage because there's like 18 cameras in there. But
And you said that someone in the store tried to help you?
no, well,
No?
I mean, no. Well, a couple of folks, yeah. I'd say once I tried to get it out of there, they were kind of stopping the teens from coming at me. But once I got outside, I was on my own.
That's amazing. So, because of time, do you regret saying anything to them inside the store?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Jesse. I love you, and God bless you. And I don't have any fear. I believe God is on my side. So no, I don't feel bad about standing up to evil and taking a couple of scrapes and whatnot for it. But it's sad that America is in this place where we have to be terrorized by kids who think they can dress as ninjas. And
Yeah. This is South Africa now, and white people under genocide, and it's only going to get worse. And the people who are allowing these mobs to go around and attack police, the police and businesses, they want this to happen. They are using the blacks in order to destroy white people. And so they don't want it to end, because if they wanted this to end, this mob mentality to end, it'll be over already. But they don't want it. This is the only purpose of black people on earth now around the world is for destruction. If black were of good and trying to do good, and some are, not all, but some are, they need the black and want the blacks to do what they're doing. That's why they're allowing it to happen.
I guess, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So I know you say, lay down your arms, and I guess, what do you think in that situation? Do you think you should stand up and say something and take the beating, or was it foolish? I mean, I'm thankful I didn't get stabbed or shot, but
It was foolish for you to be in that store and try to stop the mob, because no one was going to look out for you at all. They're afraid. The workers are afraid, and they were not going to look out for you. And so it was foolish of you to try to stop the mob, because it wasn't happening to you. It was happening in the store, And I would not have suggested you done that, to be honest.
I agree. I think my thoughts took over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Your
But
ego to the stage like you got to be a hero. But this happening all the time. I see this happening sometimes in the store that I go to. I see the black with those bags on the back of their show. What do you call those bags? Tote bag. Pat bag. And they be going into the stores and they stuff in the bag with merchandise and just walk out. No one does anything, so I just let them do it. You know, if this is what they want to allow, this is what they get.
I went over to one of the convenience stores and asked them, what do you do when people start coming, or folks, groups of 6 kids come in here and dressed all in black and start taking stuff? He's like, yeah, you just let them do it. You know? And it's like, but that means I'm paying more for everything, and they're terrorizing my neighborhood. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we should have a new term called teen terrorists.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're not going to do it because it's majority blacks doing it.
I don't know what to.
If white people were doing the same thing, I guarantee you they would call it terrorist attack, and there would be laws passed for terrorist attack.
Yeah, and kids wearing masks in public.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it's just me thinking it, but you made a horrible mistake. I wouldn't have said anything to them. I
don't know. It seems wrong to me to let evil just...
It is wrong, but it wasn't happening to you. It was happening to the people that own that store. And they're not going to do anything. As you see, they didn't even call the police for you know. And the man didn't come out to help you or anything.
Yeah.
And all they're going to do is put some locks into the store now and hide the merchandise behind locks and things like that. But I wish you well, Matthew. That is an awful thing, man. Here's the key, though. Don't hate them.
I forgive them.
Yeah. But if they go to jail, put them in jail, but don't hate them.
Yeah. No, I hope that they forgive their mothers for turning them away from their fathers, and forgive their fathers for not being there to protect them from their mothers, and I hope that they'll, realize Jesus is their brother and God's their father.
Right.
And I don't have any resentment against them. They're just stupid kids.
But if they catch them, though, make sure you press charges.
Oh yeah, I'm pressing charges. I'm gonna make sure the wheels of justice turn. But
right. But don't be angry. And a white man ain't safe in America no more.
He's like in South Africa. Not going north, man.
What a mess.
What a mess. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. You lift my spirits.
I wish you well, man.
You too, sir.
All right, buddy. Bye now. Amazing. Let me go to Ray out of Canada. Ray, you are on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse. How are you today?
All this well, Ray.
Oh, okay, perfect. The reason I'm calling is because I discovered you at the end of 2024, more or less, and right away when I saw one of your random clips on YouTube, it just resonated with me, like whatever you were saying about women and the order of things. I had never heard that before because I didn't grow up in a religious family, but it just made sense. Like every problem I've had with women, every problem I've generally had in life, like obeying the thoughts, it just resonated with me. And I followed you for about a year and a half. Like I watched all the churches, I did the silent prayer, and things really did get better. Like finances improved, relationships with family improved, like that general dreadful feeling of loneliness and like that general depressing feeling, like not like a suicidal feeling, but that general like weariness of life. It all started disappearing. So I'm like, wow, this guy's really onto something. He knows what he's talking about. And long story short, fast forward to about January of this year, I kind of let it all go. Not for any, not anything personal against you or anything like that. I guess I just thought, well, okay, everything's going fine, so I can focus on other things, right? So I stopped watching the churches. I didn't watch your radio show every day, but from time to time, but I stopped watching that. I fell out of the silent prayer. And for a bit, things were pretty much normal, right? Like how they had been before. Like I was on the same path, things were good. But slowly but surely, like my life started to spiral into a lot of toxic spaces. Like I started texting old girlfriends again. I started sleeping around. I started spending money on things that I shouldn't have been spending money on. The intrusive thoughts started coming back. And yeah, life just spiraled out of control. My relationships suffered again. So I just wanted to say to you, and maybe as a cautionary tale for all your listeners, that like once you get started on this, you should really stick with it, because I went to like a hell that was maybe 10 times worse than the hell that I was in before. Like last week, I'd never suffered from depression or any mental illness or any issue like that. Like last week, I was laying in bed and I was genuinely thinking about like, what would be the best way to kill myself? Like I was having all these dark thoughts, which I had, even before I had discovered you and even before I had started working on myself, my mind didn't go to that dark of a place, right? It was dark, but not that dark. And man, I just wanted to tell you, you were absolutely right that like if you get on it and get off it, the hell is going to be much worse. And it was much worse, much worse. So yeah, and what else was I going to say? And yeah, like it's not like when I stopped listening or stopped doing the silent prayer and all of that stuff, it's not like I consciously decided, oh, okay, now I'm going to sleep around again and waste my money and do all these toxic things, right? It wasn't like a conscious decision like that. I thought everything would just continue as it was before. But it's like Satan right away. He wasted no time. He's like, oh, he just grabbed a hold of me and he just puppeted me around like I was like a doll that he was just making dance. And I look back, I'm like, man, like just a few months of not sticking with it, and Satan just took that opportunity and he grabbed me. So it's a cautionary tale for all your viewers or people who've already started. And I guess it's like you say, like if you're going to start, don't like if you're going to start, like stay with it. Like now I'm slowly getting back into it. And yeah, that's the cautionary tale. And I just wanted to ask your advice, like what's the best way to get everything back together? Because I was on such a positive path.
Well, the one thing for sure is that if you're not to take this straight and narrow path journey, if you're not ready to go all the way through the hell, see it to the end, it's best not to even start. Because once you start and you turn back, you stop, as you said it perfectly. You stop doing the silent prayer, being aware of what's going on. You stop your work, working on yourself. To go back into hell is 1,000 times worse than what you're leaving.
Oh, Jesse, like I was honestly thinking, like just last week, as I said, I was like thinking like what would be the best way to kill myself. Like, and it wasn't, and as I said, it's not like I've had these thoughts before or I have a mental illness or something. It's just out of nowhere, Satan just is like, oh, great, now I'm really going to get him.
That's right. Because what happened is, I cannot tell you, I do a lot of counseling around the world with men and women, and I've always warned people, look, if you're not going to see this through, don't even start it. You cannot play with the spirit in that way. And some people have stopped, and they went back, and it was pure hell for them. And some people have not even been able to return back to the light. But hold on, Ray. I'm gonna tell you how to get back to it. Hold on, all right?
Okay, sure. Thanks.
I want to go back to Ray, and don't forget to like these videos. Let me go quickly back to Ray out of Canada. And Ray was working on himself, according to Ray, and he stopped and went back into hell, and the darkness almost took him out. He said he considered suicide when the rainbow wasn't enough. Isn't that amazing? Ray?
Yes, hi, Jesse.
So what happens is when you come into the light a little bit and you see a little light and you allow God to take over your life and make it amazing by taking control, and
Right.
you're in the light. But what happens when you turn away from the light by stopping doing the silent prayer, by stopping being aware of yourself, practice being present, living from love rather than judgment, you go back into the darkness and you go deeper into the darkness than what you ever left. Because now you know that there's a darkness, you know there's an evil, you know that there's a hell. And so when you go back into it, you're agreeing with hell even more so, and the devil and his little demons will destroy you. Because that's what they want. They live in you, and they don't want to leave your body. And by you going back to hell, you're really bringing on death and destruction for yourself. And most people don't recover. Some do, but most don't.
Right.
But here's what I
Right.
recommend. Do what you want, but I recommend this. Now that you've got a taste of darkness and you're aware of the darkness, don't judge it. Just come back to present. Start back with the silent prayer. And you're going to have to totally reject, by being aware, those thoughts that tell you it's not going to work. You left the light, now you're in the darkness, it's not going to work. Don't believe any thoughts at all, and just stay with it anyway, and you will see that God is with you and you'll be fine.
Right. Well, I just want to say that, like, when I stopped doing all that stuff, it wasn't like I didn't want to turn away from God or anything like that. It was just more like I thought like okay, I've done all of this stuff for almost 2 years now. Like I thought it would just naturally continue, right?
And where you get that thought from?
I don't know. Probably not from the best place.
You got that thought from devil. That's why you went back. The devil told you, "Oh, Ray, you can relax now. 2 years have gone by.
Exactly.
You're doing fine now. Everything works." And you believe the lie again, because all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So you went back to thoughts rather than living the life of knowing the truth.
Right.
The voice
and I
is the
just
voice.
also, yeah, of course. I just also want to say that, like, if you were to look at my life from the outside during that dark period, like, most people would be like, man, he's living the life. Like, he's with all these girls. He's, like, buying all this cool stuff. So it's not like I had negative interactions with any particular. It wasn't
Right.
like that.
That's right.
It's not like people treated me badly or anything like that. But if you look from the outside, you'd be like, oh, man, he's like living the life that a man should live. Like, that's a good life for a young dude. But I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I know
it was
the
just,
hell
there
was going on
this
inside of
there
you.
was this darkness, like, like every time, like, I left a girl's house or she left my house or whatever, even though we, like, had a great time looking in from the outside, there was just like this dread, like this hopelessness. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. You were back in darkness, and nothing outwardly was going to, material things and people cannot, there's nothing they can
seeing that
do
now,
to the
yeah.
darkness but add to it by,
I'm seeing that now, yeah.
yeah, by you using them as a form. Human beings use other human beings, and they use material things as a form of escaping reality. And so, though you had the women, you had the money, you had the things, inwardly you were in hell.
I was. I was. Like, as I said, even before I started working on myself, I never contemplated suicide, not once.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man, but just go back to working on yourself. Come
Right.
back to the light, because God is not going to hold that against you. He knows that
Okay.
that the devil deceived you by telling you, you know what, Ray, 2 years gone by, you can now
Yeah.
see you have no pain anymore. You listen to thoughts. You cannot listen to thoughts about anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just come
So
back to it.
I'm-
You'll be fine.
I'm seeing that, and yeah, it's just more of a warning to your other listeners that don't go back, don't
Yeah.
go back, because you might not. I almost didn't make it, so just don't go back.
Right on. Thank you, Ray. Amazing.
Okay, thanks, Jesse.
All
Thanks,
right.
Jesse.
All
Bye.
right, buddy. If you're not going to see this to the end, endure to the end, I would highly recommend don't even start the silent prayer. You don't have to worry about going and forgiving or anything. Stay in your misery, because to come out of it, or at least see it for a minute and go back into it, there are no words to express the destruction for you to come. But do what you want. I'm going to tell you, I'm encouraging you. Do you know that most human beings, most, not all, but most, except for those men and women who are working on themselves, they love the thrill of revenge. It feels like life to them. And they call it life because when they're getting that thrill, to them, it feels like life. And so most people don't want to let go of the false life to have true life. That's why you have to let people be, as long as they're not personally touching you, hurting you, personally, physically. You have to let them be, because they are what they want to be. They love the misery of life, and they call it, of death, and they call it life. You can't change anyone. You can't even change yourself, all right? So you definitely can't change anyone. So leave people alone. Don't resent them. After a week of hearing complaints from her son's principal about abuse behavior toward the teacher, this mother, according to the report, decided to put a camera in her son's hair because the son was artistic, nonverbal son. And so she put according to the story, she put a camera in the son's hair to find out what was happening at the school, because the principal was, I guess, abusive, according to the story. Watch this from WDRB.
A Louisville mother and father says their special needs child was abused at school, and now she says she has proof, and what she found she calls unacceptable.
Get over! Get over!
This video from May 13th, taken from a hidden camera placed between the dreads of Samaj Lee, an autistic special needs student at Field Elementary. Samaj's parents said for months they'd received phone calls and complaints about his behavior, which seemed unusual.
As his mother, I knew in my heart something was not right.
The boy's mother then took matters into her own hands.
I ordered a camera to be my son's eyes, his ears, his voice.
On this video, a woman mentions how she's leaving the room for a minute, while another staff member remains in the room with Samaj. And then you can hear the staff member firmly talking to him, followed by a series of noises while Samaj's head moves around.
Get off of me now. Get off of me now. Back to me.
What I discovered on the camera footage is something no parent should ever have to ever see or hear. Our child was put in a situation where he was scared, overwhelmed, and powerless.
Play with you no more.
The staff member eventually told Samaj to get away, followed by more noises, causing the boy to start yelling.
Get out of here.
Lee is now calling for cameras to be installed in classrooms that have special needs and nonverbal students.
No parent should have to question whether their child is safe at school. No child should suffer in silence because they cannot speak.
And the boy's parents say they are demanding accountability from the district. A spokesperson for JCPS tells me the district is investigating and says the staff member has been reassigned.
Well, a mess. I can't tell what's happening because I don't see what's going on. I just hear noise, but I don't know what it is. Remember there was a time when there were no school shootings at all? Remember you used to be able to go to school and not even, it didn't even occur in your mind that somebody would be shooting you up at school. It wasn't even there, so you would go. And the worst thing, there was teachers you didn't like to go to their classes sometimes. But school shootings now, the thing. It's the thing to do. And everybody jumping on it except baby Jessica's daddy. Shooting at school. Because of anger. Because of evil. Human nature is evil. Human beings do not love themselves or anyone else. CBS Colorado. A new video shows the moment staff and school security tackled a student who had a gun inside of a Overland High School. CBS Colorado. Watch this.
Exact moment that a high school security guard tackled a teenager with a gun. We brought you this live coverage from the chaotic scene at Overland High School last Wednesday. Tonight, your reporter Gabrielle Vidal joins us with this new video from inside the school.
A frightening incident that shook Overland High School students and families as school security chased and tackled a 16-year-old student accused of bringing a loaded gun on campus. Through a records request, CBS Colorado received a series of videos from inside the school the morning of May 13th. In this video is what appears to be an altercation in the hallway between two students and a third suspected of bringing the gun to school, while students are running in the background.
I yelled, "Gun, gun," and everybody just sprinted into action.
Then you can see the teen suspect running down the stairs away from school security. At the bottom of the stairs, two staff security members tackle the suspect to the ground, pin him, and recover the gun. This all happening within a few minutes just before 8:40 in the morning. Students throughout the high school were immediately put on lockdown until the situation was resolved. Students told CBS Colorado last week that it was a chaotic scene in the moments leading up to the suspect's arrest, but they credit the school security staff for stepping to action quickly.
Which I think very much prevented shots being fired or people getting injured.
The student is now facing charges for bringing a loaded gun to campus. Aurora police say the gun was not stolen.
Amazing, huh? Why is this becoming a thing now? When these type of situations happens, the first place you should look is at home. What's going on in this person's life that they have to go to a school and shoot up? Shoot up people who have nothing to do with them. It starts in the home. And if you don't bring back the order, when you are married and have children, you don't bring back the order of God in Christ. Christ is man, man over woman, woman over children. And the man is leading the wife and the children in the way Christ is leading him. This is going to get worse. And you're putting females in charge of the schools. Mama at home, and mama at school, and mommy at work, and mama everywhere. What do you expect to happen? You think that's bad? CBS Chicago is reporting a weekend graduation turned into chaos in the south suburb located in South Holland, Illinois. Happy graduation. Watch this from CBS Chicago.
Joe and Erica, this graduation was held outside, and the only worry the class of 2026 should have had was maybe the windy conditions. But as you mentioned, instead, people in the stands started fighting, bringing this happy ceremony to a halt.
Please, parents, return to the stands. Graduates, please take your seats. We have not completed the ceremony at this time, please.
The seniors at Thornwood High in South Suburban South Holland could not keep their attention on the stage after a brawl broke out while their names were getting called. South Holland city leaders tell CBS Chicago at the commencement on the football field, the physical altercation occurred among a group of attendees. In this video, you see several people running, throwing punches, including someone in a cap and gown.
This graduation is out of control.
Parents and friends in the stands say they tried waiting out the commotion. Many wanted to see their senior cross the stage. But some parents told me despite having security at the graduation, they did not feel safe sticking around. In this video, you see graduates leaving during the ceremony. South Holland leaders say this doesn't reflect the community, so it was disheartening that at such a meaningful occasion dedicated to honoring the achievements of our young people, the actions of a few guests disrupted what should have been a joyful milestone. Police did detain people at the graduation, but were told no one was arrested or charged.
What's wrong with the blacks? They can't go on cruise without fighting. They can't ride the airplane without fighting. They can't go to the mall without fighting. They can't go to a restaurant without fighting. And the list goes on and on and on. And now they're fighting at graduation. You're not going to be able to go anywhere after a while, folks. This is South Africa. That woman said the graduation is out of control. You think? I remember we did this talent show right after graduation, maybe before graduation, where we got up and did a talent show, and the whole school got together, and we did an appreciation thing for our teachers in the school itself. To all our friends and teachers too, at dear Oklahoma High, we love those building walls. We love Oklahoma High. To all our teachers, we showed appreciation. We weren't fighting. And we were at an all-black school. What the? And we were glad to show appreciation. And graduation was fun. The only thing I didn't like about my graduation thing you wear, the gown and the hat, I had a big head, so my hat wouldn't fit all the way down my head. Oh, mess! News 12. A college graduation in Bridgeport turned chaotic when a massive brawl broke out. Watch this from News 12.
Everybody acting like animals and throwing chairs and throwing stuff at each other. Like, come on now.
A night that was supposed to be all about the grads.
It's a graduation. It's supposed to be a celebration, and people should be celebrating the kids.
Suddenly turned bad.
I used to watch a lot of WWE when I was a kid. This is real WWE. This is insane.
It happened here in the stands at the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater, as some CT State Gateway grads were walking across the stage to get their diplomas. Chaos ensued in the crowd.
People battling for no reason, probably because someone bumped into somebody else. I mean, it's always something stupid. Nothing's ever that serious.
Bridgeport police didn't say why it started, but authorities claim it involved at least 2 unrelated families. 2 of the 3 people arrested were charged with assault of a public safety officer.
Oh, so they're fighting a security guard? Oh, that's even worse. You're at a graduation fighting a security guard is insane.
We should do better. We should look out for each other. We should love each other. And especially on graduation day where family, friends are all together. Like, come on now.
What's wrong with the blacks? What happened, Hake?
Everybody's stressed and short-sighted.
About what? What are they stressed about?
I know we can find a way to be stressed. It's true. Now you're making me feel awkward.
How about finding a way not to be stressed?
That's better. That would be better.
You can't even go to a graduation now. You can't go to school. Either shooting you at school or fighting at graduations. No love. Derek said, LOL, right out there in front of all those people. Embarrassment. 888-77 Jesse. Let me go to Dayton, Ohio, and talk to Maze. Maze, you're on.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Hello, heathens and
Maze, you're on with Bill Lockwood.
Yeah, we're gonna have two questions for you. What is the role of a Christian right?
What is the role of a Christian?
Right, because it's all kind of Christian. So you
hold on, man. Let's get one question. She want to know what is the role of a Christian right?
A Christian right.
Christian.
I don't know what that means.
What do you mean a Christian right?
Keep talking about the Christian right. So what is their role? What are they supposed to be doing? Are they supposed to be walking around talking about the Muslims hate or the minority hate or the hate of the gays?
Oh, I see.
What is the job of the Christian right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Should we be informed on the devil's schemes? Yes, we should be informed on the devil's schemes. And the Apostle Paul told us, yes, you better be informed on what the devil is doing because he's your enemy. And so you need to be informed on that. And so it is so sad that we go into the battle unprepared because we don't even know what the devil's schemes are. So Ephesians 6 verses 10 and following, we need to be strong in the Lord on those things and be informed on what the devil is doing against us, Maze.
Well, what were they doing? What was Pharaoh doing to the people when Moses went down and told them to let the people go? That's what we're looking at when we listen to, religion and Christian is two different things. The Christian rights want to tell people what they need to do and who need to stop doing this, and then they come to the CWP-ness of everything, which God did not put this earth here for just only CWPs. He put it here for everybody. And then when it comes to war,
what's
what
the
you believe in?
What's CWP?
Caucasian white people.
Oh, the CWP.
I didn't even know what that was, Bill.
Whoa. I'm going to write that down, Maze. CWP. So I'll be ready next time. So in other words, we're trying to tell people what we believe is right, but you're not doing that now. Is that what I'm to understand? Aren't you doing that now?
Maze.
Hello, Maze.
Maze. What happened?
Well, my last question.
Did you hear what Bill said at your question? Did you hear Bill's question to you, Maze?
All his question that he went through today is not what he's supposed to say.
Maze, did you hear what Bill asked you right now?
I heard what he asked me.
What did he ask you right now?
He asked me what did I believe?
No, I'm just...
No, that's not what he asked. Hold on.
Ask it again.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's just set the table here. You're criticizing me for saying, here's what we believe the Bible teaches and what we believe people ought to do. And you're coming on the program saying, where do you get off telling people what to do? And you're telling us at the same time what you think we ought to do and what we ought to be.
I'm telling you that's not godly. That's what I'm telling you. If you pretend you believe in God, that's what I'm saying. So you're not following His law. Since you want to talk about the Constitution. So the Constitution, what's stronger, God's law or the Constitution?
Well, it takes two to argue. So you're
I know it's hard to hear now. But my last question to you is you want to talk about people being bombed and going and messing with other people. Why did America bomb its own people?
What now?
In America.
You want to know why did America bomb its own people in America?
Because I don't fear the Muslims.
Hold on,
our own people in America?
She asked, why did America bomb its own people in America?
Where's that occurring?
Where it had occurred, not where is it occurring.
Where did it occur, Mace?
The black massacres.
Huh?
You heard me. The black massacres.
What?
All over this country. Why did that happen?
Why
you quiet now?
I don't know. I don't even understand what you're asking.
I'm asking you about the black massacres that was bombed, where they bombed people out of their homes.
Hold on a minute. Let hate Richmond because of time.
She's trying to talk about the Tulsa race riots
I'm
and
not talking about
Rosewood and stuff like that.
I'm talking about Tulsa.
Drop that, Mace.
Talking about Tulsa, James. See, you trying to help out too. Both of them being old. I want to know, why did America bomb its own people?
Don't call us old.
You? What'd you say?
Number one.
What am I supposed to call you?
Hold on, Mace. Hold on.
Number one. That was not America doing it.
Right.
You know what? Because people violated rights of other people and acted criminally does not mean there are a lot of black people that are acting criminally towards white people today. Would I say therefore America,
I would say you're lying.
America is bombing white people?
That's in your psychic. You want us to believe the Muslims are coming to get you, but then you want to say the Browns
I got to run because you're not listening anyway, and I want to get one more call in for Bill. Thank you, man.
Have a good one, Well, you got some work to do with your soul.
All right.
Have a good one. James can't help you.
So, good morning, Experts again.
Good morning.
There's been a lot of talk a lot of talk lately about raising children. And it is quite apparent to everybody on the planet, and especially in America, that children on every level is not being raised right nowadays. And we really see it in the black community, but and black people, black families, but not only. We see it in pretty much all families now, except that most families are not as rowdy and mean and just physically destructive, fighting everywhere and carrying on as the black children are. And so there's been a lot of talk about that. Nowadays, parents, especially mother, let their boys or girls live together in their own home. They're like teenagers. They sleeping together in front of the mama, everything. It's just all out of control. And so my producer, let me first ask, and then I'll give you the scripture. Hey, what is the primary problem with the way parents are raising their children or not raising them today? If being you're the expert.
I am an expert.
And what's the primary problem? What's the primary reason, or what is the problem that parents are not raising their children right today?
Interesting question. The primary problem that parents have, the primary problem with parents who are raising their children wrong today is they get ideas in their head, and that blocks them from having like godly common sense in how to deal with their kids. They will preach at their kids and it's so phony, or they will get an idea that, I just need to just let them be, or they will get like what you said about letting them be at the home and acting out. At least they're at home doing it rather than on the streets. They get different ideas in their head, and they go with those rather than, like I said, common sense.
And this is when we talk about children and parents, we're talking about religious parents and non-religious parents, secular parents, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. Most parents don't know how to raise their children today.
It's funny because I think we know kind of what's right.
Kind of.
We people, yep. But you get separated from what's right, like in the moment, and go along with something that's totally not right, and you feel like you're stuck in what's not right. Parents or anybody.
And what do you say the primary reason, Anchor Baby, of the American Anchor Baby show Monday through Friday at 11 to 1? Monday through Thursday, and then Friday at 12. What is the reason that, and again, we've been talking, and I see it everywhere now, a lot of talk about the riots that the black children are carrying on daily now, and then the paralytic kids sleep with their boyfriends and stuff in their homes, and the kids are not ashamed of it or anything. And we're talking about religious parents, Christian, non-Christian, Allah parents, Jewish kids, parents. secular parents, Republican, conservative, Democrat, liberal, it doesn't matter. What was wrong with the parents that they don't know how to raise the children today?
Yeah, I believe one of the primary reasons is they have no wisdom or maturity in understanding what emotions really are and that whole world. And I know this because I know what it's like to not know that and to not know that emotions are evil and a number of things. You know, one of the signs of this is you see these young children, they all have iPads, and they talk about how they get crazy if they don't get them, if they don't get their iPad. That's a funny example, but it shows how the generation before without the iPad, they would have to go through it, whatever emotional problem, and maybe they learned something, but now you just stop it. You just give them an iPad. They have no understanding of what's going on inside of them. They justify, they call anger good. I think that's one of the primary things. That's why you see these people acting out teen takeovers at the graduation. They're expressing their inner chaos.
Interesting. Did you want to add to that or anything? Your shirt said Hurley. I was looking
No
at
endorsement implied.
Right.
It does say that.
Oh.
Yep.
That's like a hurricane coming?
I think it's a surf brand or something.
Oh, I see. But
anyway. It's a white person's T-shirt.
Evidently.
I know a father who his mother yelled like heck at his younger siblings, and then later at his dad. And he didn't want his wife to be like that. So he decided, if anybody's got to be the bad guy, I'm going to be the bad guy. And so that's like an example of getting a crazy false value just to come up with a solution that's not the real solution to the problem.
I do notice that we call my generation parents boomer.
No, you're a boomer. I don't know, the silent generation or something.
Oh, I see.
I don't know my generation's past boomers really.
Before me, parents, they really knew how at least take time to raise their children. But I noticed with my generation, and not all, but my generation and then all the generations after me do not know how to raise children at all. As a matter of fact, they so do not know how to raise children. They send their children out to experts, so-called experts out in the world, and tell them how to raise their children. Oh, you need a counselor, or you need a therapist, or you need a life coach, or you need this, because they don't know how to do it, the mother or the father. Jared said the generation before me is the silent generation, born between 1928 and 1945. What that mean, silent? They weren't talking?
I'll ask the AI.
Oh,
I think
Lord.
it has to do with the war.
The war?
Why they were so silent.
Is not the answer.
Unlike the vocal and rebellious generations that preceded and followed them, they tended to keep their heads down, avoid public confrontation, and work within the system to ensure stability.
Nice. Okay. So it is Bible Thumping Thursday, so hey, you first. Respond to this. What does this mean? This scripture mean? My producer gave me these this morning. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. What does that mean? How do you do something like that?
Boy, oh boy. Well, the way that a child is trained up, whether it's good or bad, the child, the man or woman that the child becomes is kind of stuck like that. And so that's for better or worse. He won't depart from the way that he was raised.
So how do you train a child up in the right way he should go?
I think if
This one's easy.
I think if you if you have if you
You want me to come back to you?
No.
Put me in coach.
No.
This is easy.
Huh?
No, go.
Okay, if you
Derek said, take your time, hey,
Thank you.
LOL. My producer.
It was funny because I was laughing at Derek responding to you because you were asking him this. How? I was like laughing.
Not the last laughing's on you.
Okay, if you're what you should be as a father or a mother, and just as a person, and then you deal with the kid right. Not being frustrated at the kid being a frustrating kid. Then the kid will see the light, and once this kid sees the light, it'll be like, oh, that confirms what I know already, because the kid kind of knows right from wrong, and it'll be easier on the kid, the child, because what he's getting from the parents confirms what he already kind of knows is right, and then he won't be as easily fooled by the world to depart from the right way. That was stressful, but I think I did a pretty good job.
Proverbs 22:6 says, Anchor Baby, train a child up in the right way he should go. Even when he's old, he will not depart from it. What does that mean? How do you do that?
Yeah, that's just a commentary on human nature, on how what you do, what you're trained to do young especially, you'll just end up doing often. It'll be hard to not do. That's really all it's talking about, whether it's right or wrong, whatever you teach them. And let's say you're a parent, you're like trying to teach them one thing, but they end up a different way. That's because that's what they were really being trained in. That's all it's talking about, and it's saying, and how you do it?
Yeah, how do you train a child up in the way he should go?
Early and often.
But how do you train him, though?
In whatever way it is.
What?
But you do it early and often.
When you say early, what do you mean?
Young.
And often, you mean what?
You reinforce.
But you train them how?
By doing what you're trying to train them into a lot. Whether that's love or hate.
And then Proverbs 13:24 says, whoever spares the rod hate his son. Whoever spares the rod hate his son. But he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. What does that mean, Anchor?
It means I'm a liberal. I'm like, what? Bible? No. No, I'm playing around. My emotional sensibilities aside, it's talking about how if you never discipline, if you're all, and really what I'm talking about is the fear. You get this fear maybe to discipline. You're like, wow, I should say the truth here. I should tell him he's wrong or something. Doesn't always mean like hitting or something. And you're afraid of doing that, you spare the rod. I'm thinking it's not always hitting them with the rod, maybe. If you spare that rod, you hate them. It's like when it doesn't say in the Bible even evil people give their children gifts. Like anybody does that, but where's the guidance? Where's the discipline?
So spare the rod. Whoever spares the rod hate his son. he who love him is diligent to discipline him. And you said that means what?
What it says, which is what every person who doesn't quite get the Bible says, I notice. But it says to if you're too afraid of saying the truth of what's wrong with your child or something, which is in this case disciplining, like it says in the scripture, then you're not showing them love.
So when it says spare the rod, what is the rod?
Discipline. And saying, and just like, not necessarily actually a rod, I'm saying.
Right.
But correction. That's the word I'm looking for.
But you don't necessarily mean to whoop them.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Proverbs 13:24 says, whoever spares the rod hate his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him if he love him.
Nice.
What does that mean? He who spares the rod.
That means if you don't establish an order of like consequences for when you do wrong, and carry out those consequences, whether it's a beating with a rod.
You told Hoppo to beat me.
Justified beating. You have to discipline yourself too. Then the kid is going to go into society and be it's showing a lack of love to be nicey nice or to be lenient. It reminds me of the liberals who don't want shoplifters who steal under $1,000 to go to jail. There's a whole lot of rod sparing on and treating grown men and women like spoiled children in society, and it's a mess.
Well, a mess. 888-77 Jesse. Let me go to Matthew out of Pennsylvania. Matthew, you are on the air.
Jesse.
Hey, Matthew.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Good to talk to you again. I called a couple of days ago and told you a little bit about being attacked in downtown Pittsburgh.
By some teenagers?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
As far as I could tell, I didn't get their IDs, so.
Oh yeah, you were in a, if I remember correctly, you were in a store or something, and they came in and they was trying to steal or something.
Yep.
And you yelled at them and told them to get out, and instead they jumped you outside and beat you up.
Yep.
Okay, I got it now. Go ahead.
So to me, like the president, Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, I love him, but we have domestic terrorism going on right now. We have these teen terrorists who are shutting down cities and making it so if people don't feel safe, like they can just walk out in the middle of the day to go to the store or be out with their family without having to worry about 7 kids dressed in all black, looking like ninjas, and there's no reason to be wearing a balaclava when it's 80 degrees out. So anyway.
So I'm being told that we have a clip from your situation from WPXI. Let's put that in it. Oh, you don't have it yet. Derek told me you do have it, but we don't have it.
I know, but he used to tell me the number. Let me just communicate with him.
We'll come back to it. So are you afraid now?
No, I don't have any fear.
And so did you know that there was a news clip on that?
I called the news. I did the interview.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. Let me know when you're ready to play it.
I'm ready. My bad.
I do want to say one thing.
Yes.
In the clip, they say that I was beaten by the teens,
Right.
but I was not beaten. I got pushed to the ground, and they were stomping in my head and surrounding me, but at no point did I lose consciousness or give up fighting. They didn't beat me. I never tapped out.
But if you
Yeah.
if you were throwing down and kicked in the head and stuff, that's beating.
They didn't beat me. They assaulted me.
Okay.
So I'm not beaten.
So hitting is another word that means beating.
Whatever. I'm not beaten.
Right on.
I'm not scared. I'm not worried about these kids. They're not
Okay.
going to terrorize me.
How
in my
about
home.
battered?
Okay, battered.
Okay, here's that story from WPXI.
Well, a man says he was attacked in downtown Pittsburgh by half a dozen teenagers. Now, before heading to breaking news, Channel 11's Lauren Talata spoke to the victim and has his message to the teens who beat him.
I've lived here for 10 years, and this is the least safe I've ever felt.
These images taken by a bystander show the moments a man who didn't want to be identified tried to escape from a group of teenagers who attacked him.
How are we going to fix this problem in America? How are we going to allow this to happen and to be terrorized by teens?
The man told us he was in the 7-Eleven on Penn Avenue Saturday afternoon when the group walked into the store.
I noticed that they were all going to the back and they started stuffing stuff in their pants, and I said, hey, stop that. So, put it back.
That's when the victim says the teens surrounded him, punching, kicking, and threatening him.
I ran across the street and got pushed to the ground, and they started raining fists and feet and shoes all over my head.
He was able to get away and call 911, then took himself to the hospital.
I went to the ER to get a CAT scan because they were kicking me in the head, and thankfully there was no brain bleeding or traumatic injury. But, I don't think that's an excuse. I don't think the fact that I didn't die means any less.
He has since filed a police report and hopes the teens are held accountable, sharing this message for his attackers.
I do forgive them, but I think that the judge should instill harsh penalties, make an example out of these kids.
Now, Pittsburgh police say they are still working to identify the 4 juveniles who assaulted the man.
Wow, Matthew, that's crazy that happened to you.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all those that served and gave their all so that we could be here. I want to honor them. A lot of my family's in the military, but I have not served, but I do appreciate all the people that made that decision, and I thank them for it.
And so now that has happened to you, do you change the way you walk the streets now or go to the market? Are you more aware? Are you do you carry the Second Amendment or anything?
No, so I guess I'll say 2 things. I'm not a woman. If you do a search online about the way that men walk down the street and women, where they're looking,
yeah,
women are like prey animals. They're looking around all the different corners. And men, they look where they're going. So
did
you notice a little bit, feeling like a prey animal? I got to keep my head on a swivel and look out for folks. But I'm a man. I walk with my head high.
Right on. And these people were black.
Yeah. Big surprise. What?
What a mess.
What a mess. Is that a hate crime if 6 black teens attack a white dude?
Yes, that's a hate crime. Had it been the other way around, it would definitely be called hate crime right away. Well, if white people had done that, white kids had done that to a black man, it would be called hate crime before you can hit the ground.
Yes. And to your point, would I carry a firearm? I mean, I'm a smaller dude, so I do need a force multiplier, and it would probably be a good idea for me to arm myself. But if I had a weapon, a gun in this situation, the laws change a lot. So I would have a responsibility not to put myself in that situation. And but if at some circumstance a bunch of teens surrounded me and stomped me to the ground, and I had a gun on me, and there's 6 of them, then yes, you can kill them. But I'm in Pittsburgh, Memorial Day weekend, I get attacked and jumped by a gang of predators, and I kill one of them. But I'm white, and they're all black. So the city riots because and it's against me.
What a
So
mess,
I don't know if that's
man.
like part of the calculus I have to do when I'm trying to defend myself. But it's like, yeah, I don't want people to make this seem like I'm racist because racism isn't fucking real. Sorry, excuse me.
No, it's not about racism at all, but this is pure hatred. What a mess. And so, any update? Have they found any of these guys or caught any of these guys at all?
I gave the detective a copy of the surveillance video inside of the 7-Eleven yesterday,
Okay.
and there's amazing footage of all their faces. So if, like, I forgave them. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't want money from them. I don't want to, make them suffer or anything. I don't want it to happen to anyone. I don't want it to go on anymore. So I'm calling the governor, the mayor, the senators, the news. I'm calling everybody that I can. I'm not going to take this line down.
But you do want them to go to jail, right? Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you.
What are you talking about, man? They're juveniles. They're not going to jail.
So you
They might
don't
have
want
to
them in
do
jail?
some community service. You want to know what I want?
What?
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I have 5 stipulations. So the first is I want a 5,000-word essay written in cursive on the quadratic equation. The second is I want a home-cooked meal at each one of their houses and get a chance to meet them and their families. I want them trespassed from every 7-Eleven in the United States. I want restraining orders on each one of them so that they can't hang out with one another or talk to each other online or whatever. And my last stipulation is I want them all to consent to mutual combat. Consecutively, I'll fight each of them in front of their friends and family, and we'll see if they're as strong and brave as they are one-on-one as when it's 6-on-1.
That's amazing.
So that's what I think. I think it's better than community service.
Wow. Well, they do have juvenile hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a jail?
Yeah, it's like a training center for criminals. They go there and learn how to be better criminals.
That's right. Wow. Well, Matthew, I wish you well in this situation, man. There's something else, seeing it on that report, even just hearing about it from you, but to see what was going on, that's even, it's crazy, man.
Well, if I get an update or if I get another news story with a little bit better footage, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But God bless you. You lift my spirits, and I can't thank you enough for everything you allowed me to live my life without anger, without fear, and your teaching and leadership is very appreciated. Even though I don't have any leaders, but thank you for showing me the way to peace.
You're welcome. You stay with it. It's crazy watching that video and seeing, according to the video, your testimony, these people are acting like wild animals, like wild animal hunting down food. It's just crazy to see human beings attacking one another in this manner. It's insane. It's evil.
Not my America. I'm not going to put up with it. I'm going to stand up.
Right on. Amazing. Well, keep me updated on it, all right?
All right. God bless you.
You too, buddy. Thank you. One other quick question. This is Baba Thumper Thursday. And Revelation 2:10 says, Revelation 2:10, do not fear, be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. Do not fear, be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. What does that mean?
I really like that.
You like it?
Yeah, but you didn't ask me if I liked it. You asked me what it means.
I asked you where you're going, you tell me where you've been.
I just had to outburst because my heart bursts with joy when I hear the word of God. But
Lord!
I'm looking at the verse. Can I read the verse again?
Yeah.
Do not fear what you are about to suffer. Behold, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison, that you may be tested in for 10 days, you will have tribulation. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. I like how it was truncated in your thing. Nice. What does it mean? You asked me what it means, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
How is it that you cannot have fear? When you say do not fear, that means don't do it. How is that possible? And what is be faithful until you death, until death, and He going to give you a crown of life after you die?
Interesting.
What's all that mean?
Well, I'm thinking about their situation because he did say that these are people who are going to be thrown in prison and stuff like that.
I don't know where y'all get that one from.
That was from Revelation. It's in the Bible.
It's in the Word. Oh, but this was just condensed down or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. And so I think that was John writing it, and it was like encouragement for the churches back in the early, like within the first 50 to 70 years, I think, since Jesus.
Let me ask this way.
Yeah.
What is how can you overcome fear?
This can apply to all of us, of course.
Right, of course.
It's not just
it does
those
apply
guys.
to everyone.
Yeah.
How can you how can you overcome? Because everybody and their mama have fear.
Yeah.
There's not one on the earth that don't have fear. Anyone that has anger, not only is an angry, resentful person evil, they have no love, but they totally have fear.
Yeah.
How can you overcome fear?
Well,
first of all, do you believe you can overcome fear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. In that.
And how?
Well, like you get thoughts of fears and doubts and things like that.
Yeah.
And you say you're commanded by God not to go with that. Which many places he says that you can not heed those thoughts and doubts. And then most of us are gonna have the feelings because they take hold of us, right? We like you say, we identify with ourselves. And so so in feeling those, don't even necessarily heed the feelings either, if you will. So not heeding the fear and that, and not heeding the fear in the mind and body.
I don't know what you mean by heeding.
Heeding means
speak normal.
Heeding is normal. Heeding is like the best word.
Oh.
It's like the best word, I say.
What does not heeding mean?
It means not obeying them, not giving into it, doing whatever's right in spite of it.
Great word.
That's a great word.
Yeah, if you're heeding, you're not obeying, you're not listening necessarily
and so,
to it.
So you overcome fear by not heeding?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Why are you looking silly?
Because I am silly. I mean, whatever.
Nick, how can you overcome? Is it possible to overcome fear? And if so, how?
I think so.
How?
I think so. And I mean, I was going to say something kind of like, hey, but I'll tell you this. I think I was just thinking about it. I mean, I think I really do know that there's no room for fear in love. There's no room for it. And I'm just thinking, even just logically, like when you deal with a scary situation, an evil person, something maybe even physical or something otherwise, but big, it's not even rational to respond to it in fear. So that even implies that there is a way to handle all that without a single drop of that fear.
And so
so I don't really know how.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know how, but I really think I do know that there's no room. If there's love, there's no room for anything else. So.
But you don't know how to overcome it.
Maybe not exactly.
Oh, okay. Have you both, either one of you or both of you, noticed that anyone who is mad or has anger / resentment, and they're like, first of all, they're like evil or vicious and nasty and want to hurt you. But have you noticed that all angry people have fear?
So true.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, anyone who has anger has fear.
Yep.
You notice that?
So true.
Have you noticed that, Hake?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you?
It's like one sparks the other.
And so, do you believe that you can overcome anger? I mean, not but fear completely.
Yeah.
You can. You believe that's possible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Anchor Baby, you believe that's possible?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, there's only one way that you can overcome fear, and you can. You're both right. But of yourself, you can't overcome it. And there's no other way out of fear, but one way only. And you can't overcome it. And listen closely to this, folks. You can overcome fear. There's only one way out of fear. There's no other way. There's only one way to overcome fear. And what is that way, Anchor Baby? There's no other way out of fear. Isn't that amazing?
Really?
Right.
It's this?
What?
It's really this? It's just this?
What?
Just forgiveness? Just letting it go? Oh.
Interesting. Yeah, you said that. So you're saying
Because
it's
you're
what?
saying, and the answer
no.
is. So I'm like, wow, it's that one.
What?
That's what my head told me. What are you thinking, James?
Who told you that?
I knew the right answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
What is there's only one, there's no other way on earth that you can overcome fear. There's only one way out of fear. And you say what?
Well, I had said forgiveness. I thought that's what you were getting at.
Okay. And you say?
Bearing up through it.
What?
Bearing up in it. Through it. Only way out is through.
Right. There's only one way out of fear. Talk about a straight and narrow door. You got to be aware of it and do nothing about it. Fear has to become your companion. It has to be your companion. You got to live with it, sleep with it, eat with it, walk with it, drive with it, get up with it, and stay with it. And you will overcome it. Because the only way you're going to overcome it is you got to do that, and then you're being aware of it. And by being aware of the fears there, without judging, without calling it you or anything, the awareness, the light, will destroy the darkness, the fear. There's no other way. You can't deny you don't have fear, because if you deny it by either trying to run away from it, grabbing the telephone, or getting food, or getting a drink, or smoking pot, or whatever, or getting mad at other people or yourself, you're never going to overcome fear. It's the awareness that the fear is there and live with it. You got to live with fear. And then the worse the fear is, the greater the fear, the sooner you will overcome it. So make your fear great and shaking your boots. I was counseling with someone yesterday, and he was saying that he has this fear of dealing with people at work and asking people for IDs when they have to show ID to get a product. He has the fear of doing that. I said to him, you got to live with it. Stay with it, be aware, don't call it you. Do you understand? That makes sense, Nick? You got to live with fear.
I think so, yeah.
You got to do everything with the fear. Don't get rid of it. And the difference between a person that's aware of the fear, you are aware of the fear being there. Most people are not even aware that they have fear because they run away from it, they hide from it. And the fear is still there. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
You got to live with it.
Comforting a little.
What?
I mean, it might be a somewhat comforting because it may be something I might be doing at times. I see everybody else calling themselves strong sometimes. I'm like, what? I see this nature inside. It's weak. It's evil. It's
Yeah.
weak, and I think I may understand a little.
You got to live with it. Ain't no other way out of it. And you can't overcome it. And not you, but the light will destroy it if you let it stay in the light by being aware. What do you think about that, Hake?
Nice. I like it. It's cool.
And then you will die from it, and then you will be crowned with the crown of life. Because it will be gone and you will live. It doesn't mean you got to drop your body, be dead, like physically dead. But you will be crowned with life. Why you live? If you drop the fear. But you got to live with the fear. Can you live with fear?
I reckon.
Can you live with it?
It's like I want to say story of my life or something, right? But after hearing you say that, it makes me think, well, maybe I shouldn't feel that way about it. That's actually fine.
Yeah, because
and let everybody else call themselves strong.
Right.
And instead of me going, why is everybody else strong and I'm not?
Yeah, do not compare yourself to
I want to
anyone.
say story of my life, Jesse. I live in fear every day. What are you talking about?
Although you could call that not living.
What?
When you're kind of hiding from life.
You're not living, you're dead.
From in fear.
You call the life death. You call that death life, and it's death, it's not life.
I mean inside.
Huh?
I mean inside, but...
You got to live with the fear. It got to become your number one companion.
I just mean if it's holding you back from stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fear is pure evil.
Indeed.
An angry person. The next time you even speak to an angry person, a person that's mad, watch how they communicate. Watch how they throw out little words to try to hurt you. Watch how they do because they're in fear. They have anger. They have no love. Satan is their God. Because they have fear, they're running from the fear, running right into the fear. Amazing, huh? Amazing. You seem to be smart and black and smart, right? Are the black people in North Africa or Sudan, are they smart or something? Because black people are not normally innovated, and not all, of course, but most.
Yeah, the
They're
average
not
IQ is 85.
innovative and
The average IQ is 85, and black people get mad at me when I say this. Like, I'm like, yeah, a lot of black people, the average IQ is 85. They're stupid, and people get mad at me for saying that, but it's true.
So are they? Are the blacks smart in Sudan?
I think they're also pretty low IQ average as well.
So how did you get to be so smart?
You know,
and you're black,
I
and you
appreciate
have
that.
good hair.
I appreciate it, Jesse. I don't know. I got good parents, man. I got good parents. Like they, you know, when I was growing up, even though we didn't have money, like they always pushed me in school. They always told me not to be a loser. My dad was very, you know, militant with me. You know, inserted quite a bit of discipline. You know, you got to work hard because I don't really consider myself like that smart. My thing is, I just like, you know, if I don't know something, I'll try to, you know, make myself better. And I do think that in today's day and age, competency is something that we don't strive for anymore.
That's right, man.
Like it was
It's a
unfortunate
mess.
with young men, especially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think guys need to really focus on being like as competent as possible. You should be able to sit down and have a conversation with people with a multitude of different things and be an interesting person.
Yeah. What a mess. So let me ask you, deal with men and women issues.
Yeah.
All the
It's
time
one of the
on
things
your
we
show,
tackle.
especially
Yeah.
on your show. What is a man?
Well, I think a man is a leader, protector, provider, the, you know, deciding body of any nuclear family. He's the main decider. I think one of the worst things we did was, you know, let women think that they're equal to us in any way. I think men are superior to women in almost everything that really matters. A lot of people get angry when I say this, but, you know, I don't think women can really lead a relationship or a partnership. I don't even want to call it a partnership because a partnership implies equality. I don't think they can really lead any type of relationship. And if they do, I think they're going to lead it to the end of the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So you believe in the order of God and Christ, Christ over man, man over woman?
Yeah, no, I do believe in that. I think Islam is a bit different, but like, yeah, the man is the head of the household. You know, the man is the head of the household. He's the decider. You know,
well, he's the head of the woman, right? Or
essentially, yeah, head of the household, the leader. Islam is very similar with the patriarch. You know, the patriarch is the one that you know runs things. Very just like all the Abrahamic religions, but yeah.
So in Islam, they believe that the man is over the woman.
Yes, he's the leader.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why do people get that? Used to be known here in America, especially in the Christianity religion thing.
Yeah.
Why is that so unpopular now?
Well, it's a multitude of different reasons. We can talk about, feminism, birth control, no-fault divorce, all of these different factors that kind of came in since I'd credit the 1960s as one of the big decades that kind of like pushed in a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You add in all this, then you compound the problem with social media, right? Where women are on TikTok all day listening to girls complain in cars about how relationships are bad, why they think they're a princess, why they deserve everything. And, I've interviewed almost 4,000 girls on my show. And, as the years go by, I'm realizing that the young women are getting more and more delusional. They're a very average woman, but they think they deserve a top tier guy. And a lot of the reason why it's so skewed is because they're on social media seeing, these successful men are hitting them up on their Instagram DMs. So it's really skewed the perception of reality of like where these women stand in the sexual marketplace and what kind of guy they qualify for. Like the problem what I've noticed with so many women, and this is kind of where the rubber meets the road, they have access to higher status men via the internet and social media, but they conflate that access with that guy selecting her potentially for a long-term relationship, and they don't know that there's a big discrepancy there where a guy just hooking up with you or talking to you or taking you out on dates that's higher status, not the same as a guy that's going to get down on one knee and actually propose to you and give you a long-term relationship. And women don't realize this until they get, older. And by then, a lot of times it's too late.
Yeah. Why are men, young and old nowadays, afraid to speak up to women and to correct them when they're wrong and to really stand up and deal with women in the right way? Why are they afraid of women?
I think it's because we live in what I call like a gynocentric social order, right? Me and Rollo Tomasi talk about this quite a bit, where it's like men are still, men are still responsible for like providing the security and like the infrastructure, but like the correct way of thinking, the correct way of looking at things is like the female imperative, like, oh, get in touch with your emotions, emotional intelligence, blah, blah, all this BS. True. And we've civilized the world so much where we let women kind of like tell us how things should be. That's why this whole concept of like toxic masculinity is a thing, right? Misogyny is a thing. People throw it out, but no one ever talks about misandry, which, there was a study that came out not too long ago that like women overwhelmingly dislike men more than men dislike women. So
they hate men.
Yeah, they do. And it's completely socially acceptable. I think there's a podcast out there called like Kill All Men, and it's still out. Could you imagine if there was a podcast out there saying like, kill all women? Like that'd be horrible. Yeah. Like, which, obviously we wouldn't do that, but like, that's what I'm trying to say is like, it's completely socially acceptable to degrade men, not respect men, attack men, ridicule them, say horrible things about them. But it's not okay to criticize anything about women, which I would argue the reason why they're so insufferable, a lot of them, is because they're not criticized and they don't get told the truth. Yeah. And if they do, they put us in a box. Oh, you're one of these like crazy red pill manosphere guys, blah, blah. It's like, no, we're just guys that are very honest about this stuff, or they shadow ban you. I'm sure you're no stranger to censorship talking about this stuff. So, the correct way of thinking, unfortunately, in today's day and age, is the female way of thinking. And I've noticed this even more when I go to the schools. I'll never forget this. I was at the University of Florida, and like I think a professor came up and debated me. And I was like, well, yeah, men are physically superior to women. And she was like, well, how do you know that? And I was like, do you have a study for that? I was like, oh, really? This is where we are? Like, I need a study to tell you. Pudding. Yeah, like, I need a study to tell you water's wet. But this is how crazy things have become where we can't even acknowledge biological realities between the genders anymore.
Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.